Welcome to the Land Revolution podcast. I'm your host, Shane Perry.
I'm your co-host, Marcy Perry.
And today we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how we met
Mm-hmm.
and kind of, our
Our
journey
goals.
up to now and what our goals are going to be in the next 5 months.
Yeah.
So bear with us because we have now recorded this podcast 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying new
Man.
things, and it's part of the process of, I guess, all this tech stuff, trying to understand it and get it to work properly.
Yeah.
So bear with us. Again, this is technically our second episode of the podcast.
Yep.
We are, again, we're going to go into how we met. And yeah, so we met back in 2013 at the Super Bowl. What was funny, I guess I knew of her prior because I was friends with her sisters. And I used to go to the dunes with their sisters prior, obviously, to me and Marcy together.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting a divorce, and my buddies were like, "Hey, come to the Super Bowl party."
Yep.
And I didn't want to go, but I went anyway.
I didn't want to go either, and my twin sister said, "You're coming."
So we went to the Super Bowl party, and I was just hanging out, kind of just minding my business. Then I saw Marcy walk through the door.
Yep.
And I was like, "Hello." And she sat down. She was kitty corner from me.
Yeah.
I was like sitting like this, and she was straight ahead, I guess, sitting on the couch.
Yeah, because you're sitting on the chair.
And I was sitting there, and I looked up at her, and she was staring at me. She says she wasn't staring, but
I wasn't.
When you look up and somebody's like,
I wasn't looking at like
smiling.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Then that means, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I caught her. She was looking at me, staring. She was looking at me, smiling. And then she ended up asking her brother-in-law at the time, or not at the time, but at the time she asked her brother-in-law, who was that?
Yeah, because I knew basically everyone there but you. So I was like, who is that?
So anyway, we're sitting there talking. Obviously, after that, he looks over at my other sister-in-law, Lindsay, and I think Natalie.
Yeah.
Both of them were like, "Hey, I'm embarrassed."
He's like, "Watch this. I'm gonna embarrass Marcy and Shane."
So he yells over, "Hey, Shane, you single?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Hey, Marcy, you single?"
Yeah.
"Oh, that's weird."
And then
just
walks
off in front of everybody. And everybody's laughing and whatnot. And I was just like, "Oh my gosh," it was awkward. So then after that, I went up to the kitchen.
Yep.
And we started talking. And I'm like, and for some reason, like, she wasn't eating nothing.
Yeah.
And I teased her. I said, "Well, I'd take you on a date, but you probably wouldn't eat."
And I'm like, "No, I'll eat."
Yeah. So then I was like, "Well, okay, well, take you on a date then."
Yep.
So
I gave you my number.
Yeah, she gave me your number that night. We kind of just talked throughout the night.
Yeah.
And then later on that evening, I texted her, and we planned our first date.
Yep.
I took her to Chili's. I was late.
Yes, you were.
I was coming back from work.
Yep.
Running late. Was in dirty clothes. Was not clean at all.
No.
And I showed up to take her out to Chili's, and she's probably like, "What was your first thought, like, when you first saw me, like, still, like, in my construction clothes and everything?" Do you remember?
I remember, but I didn't really have a thought because I knew you were late and you were working, so I knew you weren't gonna go home and change and shower and all that, so.
Yeah, so we went out.
I didn't really think it was a big deal.
Yeah, so we went out to Chili's. Talked for a little while, ate.
Yep.
Got done. I took you back home, and then I'm just like, you know what? That was terrible. I was late. I was dirty, and my clothes were closed.
Yep.
And everything. So I'm like, hey, let's do a redo. So we went out to Fat Cats for our second date.
Went bowling.
and we made a bet. Whoever wins has to make the first move
Yep.
for a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Cheesy as hell if you think back about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it was fun. I whooped her ass.
Yeah.
Never played bowling, a game of bowling that great ever.
I don't know, like, I thought you said you suck. And you're like, I do.
I do
I'm like,
suck.
obviously not.
Yeah, but I mean, what's funny is I scored like 200 or something like that. It was crazy. Like
Yep.
I was even like, holy shit! Like I'm killing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So then after I whoop her ass, she has to kiss me. So she gives me a kiss.
Yep.
And then yeah. So then after that, we really,
talked
all
and the time.
Hung out all the time.
Yep.
From that point on.
Mm-hmm.
She would keep me up all the time, like all the time.
Yeah, because back then, well, I wouldn't really say back then. I mean, it was a few
It
years.
was back then.
Yeah,
It was
like we had
11 years
Skype.
ago. Yeah.
We would Skype.
Yeah, we would. We would
Until
Skype.
like 4 in the morning, and he's like, "I gotta get up."
I'd be sitting there falling asleep.
And I'm like, "Okay, I'll let
as
you go."
we're sitting there talking, and she's like, "Okay, I'll let you go." I'm like, "Oh, it's okay."
Yeah, and I'm like, "No,
It's
I'll
like
let you
2 or
go."
3 o'clock in the morning, and here I am have to get up to go to work at 5.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd sit there and talk all night long.
Yep.
We'd do everything together, and it's a great time.
Yeah.
Good time.
It was.
And yeah, so then we ended up dating for about 6.
Well,
6
before
months.
then, I asked you. It was like after our redo date.
Yeah, we started planning dates like 6 months down the road.
Yeah.
After our second date.
Yeah, I asked you if you want to go see Randy Hauser.
That's right.
And then you asked me if you're like, well, if we're making plans 6 months later, do you want to go see Kenny Chesney?
That's true. Yep. Yeah, so we went and saw Randy Hauser. I think it was like in May, and then we saw Kenny Chesney in June.
Yep.
And then in end of July is when I asked you to marry me.
Yep, at Jason Aldean.
At Jason Aldean.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's a funny story.
Yeah.
So I'm planning on. So we go with my brother and sister-in-law, Tyler and Lindsay. Shout out Tyler and Lindsay. We went to Jason Aldean with them, and we went to dinner and everything. I had the ring in my pocket. The idea was to propose to her at the concert.
Yeah, like during
in my head,
the concert.
I was like, during the concert, I'm gonna propose.
Yeah.
And I think I even like picked a song if he's gonna sing a song. I couldn't remember, but I basically had it all planned out in my head on what I was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we get done eating. We head over to the concert, and Cable 93 is out front doing like a pre-show like games and different things like that. And we go walking up to check it out. Well, all of a sudden, I see my sister-in-law up talking to like the Cable 93 people.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes running over to me. You're going to propose. I'm like, what?
Yep.
You're going to propose to her right now. No, I'm not. Like,
yeah.
No, I'm not ready, So she basically forced me into proposing right there. I had to go play a damn game.
A hula hoop
game. And through this whole time playing this hula hoop game, I'm like in my head freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready,
Yep.
I'm too on the spot. Hundreds of people around,
mm-hmm.
Get done with the game. Next thing you know, they hand me the mic. Marcy comes up.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there talking, and you can't hear a damn word I'm saying.
No.
And my brother-in-law, Tyler, he has this recorded.
Yeah.
And it's literally me, like mumbling like crazy,
mm-hmm.
shaking like no other, sweating like no other. And I'm pretty sure the only thing that got out was, will you marry me?
And I said yes.
And, of course, she said yes. And, man, I was so scared and nervous.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't nervous that you were going to say no or nothing. It was more of the fact of, like,
in front of everyone.
100 freaking people.
Yes, exactly.
Staring at me and,
yeah.
all that stuff. So, thanks to Lindsay.
Yep.
She made me propose early. And that, I was not ready, but I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got engaged.
Yep.
And we got married later on.
Mm-hmm.
And then after about 3 years of being married, we ended up having our little Oakley.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 2 children prior
Tage
marriage, Tage and Tessa. and me and Marcy now have Oakley and Sawyer,
Yep.
which two more girls. So we have a total of four girls in the family.
Girl dad.
Yep, girl dad all the way. God gave me girls for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I mean, you are the only girl.
I'm the only girl?
I mean, you are the
Thanks,
only.
babe.
No, sorry. I mean, you are the only guy.
Yes.
Our animals are.
Every animal we've had has been a female dog, cat, everything. Maybe one day I'll be able to have a boy dog.
Yeah.
Or something, and hope, one day when I become a granddad,
yeah,
I'll have a grandson.
Yeah.
At least, hopefully. Yep. Not ready for that yet.
No.
Tage and Tessa. So yeah. So we had two more kids. 4 daughters total. It's been a great time. Yep. Love it. Wouldn't change it for the world. Enjoy spending the time, especially out in the gym. We've had some workouts with the whole family.
Yeah, that was fun.
At times, and it's a good time. I enjoy it. But yeah, so that's a little bit about us, how we met, kind of where we're at now and things. I guess we can kind of go into our goals.
Yeah.
That we have set for the next 5 months.
Yeah.
So the goals for the next 5 months for me is I'll be doing 2 competitions.
In April.
In classic physique. In April. One is April 5th, and the other one is April 26th of next year. And I'm super excited. I'm definitely more excited for these than my last show.
Yeah.
Just because I think with your first show, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
I mean, I've watched tons of bodybuilding competitions, and
but
I've been to bodybuilding
different
competitions.
Once it's you.
And everything like that. But yeah, when you're doing it yourself and you're prepping and everything like that, it's different. I wish I would have kind of sat back and enjoyed it more instead of stressing about it so much.
Yeah.
But now that I've been through it, obviously I'm more calm, collected.
Yep.
And I learned things from the first time.
Right.
That I'm implementing now and this time to be better.
Exactly.
Too. So that's my goals coming up in the next 5 months is competing 2 times. My goal is to compete again before I'm 40, which I'll be turning 39 next month or December.
Yep.
And so I figured this coming year would be perfect. I like to, cut down during winter. So it worked out perfect where the shows are in April. I can, prep through winter and all that stuff. I can enjoy my summers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my goal for the next 5 months is to be in the best shape, better than I was before, and to do these 2 shows.
Yep.
So yeah. So what's some of Marcy's goals for the next 5 months?
Well, my goal is to be in the best shape too, as well, because we are doing a photo shoot together.
Yes, we are.
Which I'm looking forward to that. So I really want to get into shape for that and have more definition and be more confident in my skin.
Yeah, I would love to see you be more confident.
Yeah, I still struggle with that.
And I get that. I mean, for women out there, it's hard to be confident and stuff like that. I mean, I struggle too.
Yeah.
With confidence, I feel like I always say I'm a skinny bitch.
Yeah.
Right. Like C-Bum says all the time, skinny bitch.
Yeah.
It's I don't think I'm very big. I don't think I'm
Right. Yeah.
Nothing. And then other people are like, yeah, you're big. It's like it's that self confidence of I am decent size. I am this.
Yeah.
So I definitely get the more comfortable.
Yep. So. Yeah, and then just definition and be tone and best shape that I can possibly be. And I like working out, which is odd to say because I never like to work out at all.
She did not work out.
No.
So I owned a gym back 8 years ago. I owned a gym.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, let's go to the gym. And you'd be like,
No.
I'm good. I mean, she went every once in a while,
Yeah.
but majority of the time it was
No.
no. I'm good.
Yep.
So,
It wasn't consistent at
yeah,
all.
no, and it's cool to see over 11 years.
Yeah.
She was like, no, I don't want to work out.
And now I'm
To
like,
all of a
let's
sudden,
go.
like, well, yeah, let's do this every night. It's like
Yep.
5 o'clock hits. It's go time. You
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
So it's cool to see, over the years, how much you've changed too,
Yeah.
and also just the fact of like how much you've changed even in this last 8 weeks, 9 weeks,
9 weeks.
that you've been going.
Yeah.
And like you've seen, probably it's your goal is to be in the best shape of your life come April because it's your birthday.
Yes,
as well
is.
in April.
I always said.
Yeah.
That was
every
year.
Yeah, every year.
This is the year.
This is the. I'm gonna be in the shape for my birthday.
Yeah. Well, I'm finally doing it.
Yeah. So that's cool. And what's some other things that you're gonna be doing? What are you gonna say? Or did you already say? I can't remember.
I already said of the photo shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already mentioned that.
See, I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, I was like looking at you all confused.
So photo shoot we're gonna do together.
A fitness one.
Fitness photo shoot.
Yep.
And
I like that because you had so much fun on yours.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So
yeah, it's a great time, and we're gonna use the same guy that I went to for my photo shoot, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's amazing.
He is amazing. He does great work.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that at the end of April as well.
Yeah.
After my show.
Yep.
Both shows.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so those are some of the goals that we have the next 5 months. Any short-term goals that you can think of that you're kind of
just keep adding more definition and getting tone, and I feel like that's my short term.
Yeah.
I like seeing the changes.
For sure.
So.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, it takes a minute when you start seeing those changes when you first start out, but once you start going and you're staying consistent, you're going to see more changes faster, too.
Yes. Yeah.
Because your body's constantly going and you're staying consistent with food, the nutrition, the workouts and everything like that, cardio. You're going to see things clicking faster.
Yep.
Yeah. And more changes faster as you're being more consistent with your workouts, your food, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so that's kind of the goals that we have set for, the next 5 months is my shows. Marcy's going to be in the best shape of her life for her birthday, for a photo shoot together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, talk to you guys a little bit about ourselves,
yep.
Some of our goals, and kind of go from there on things.
Yeah, and then what was I gonna say? I just went blank.
So yeah, I went blank too.
We've done this, guys.
Yeah,
like 4 times already.
It's funny. We have so many bloopers, like starting and stopping and starting and stopping, and like I said, we filmed this. This is 4 times we filmed this. So, yeah, bear with us, guys. We're trying to learn. We had a new camera. We thought it was working. It's not working. We're trying to get better at this, have better video. Hopefully the audio is good. We had to kind of switch it up and change it up this time, and hopefully it all works out. So, but yeah, so the thing I want to touch about is support.
Yeah.
And how important it is to be supportive of your spouse, significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want,
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Because I know for me, every time I've done something or wanted to do something,
like your first show,
my first bodybuilding show, she was very supportive.
Yeah.
never has she been like, oh no, I don't want you to do that, or you know, any grief, or my first show,
Mhm.
I was gone all the time. It was,
Yeah.
you know, we had the gym here at home, but
It wasn't working out.
it wasn't working out for me here at home because I just didn't have enough equipment at the time. Um, the
And
kids
it's
were little
uh-huh.
and they were constantly coming in, interrupting workouts. And so I ended up having to go to the gym all the time. So I'd be doing cardio in the morning,
Working
going
out.
out and working out after, work, then have to do cardio again.
Yep.
And, it wasn't that way through the whole prep, but towards the end, I was gone a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at the gym probably 2 to 3 hours a day
Mhm.
between cardio and working out.
Yep.
And it was a lot.
Yeah.
And that's maybe why I took a break for so long too. I mean, work and everything
Life.
had to do with that too. But I just wasn't mentally set right because I love being with my family. I love being with Marcy.
Mhm.
I love being with my kids. And it's hard to, you know, be. Bodybuilding is a selfish sport.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
It's You got to find balance to make it work,
For
especially
sure.
with the family.
Mhm.
Um, you gotta, that's one thing I regret. My first show was I didn't do anything. I it was I can't go do that.
Yep.
I can't go camping.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I gotta be on focus. I gotta do this.
Yep.
And what I learned through the first time was, you know what, you can't just shut your life off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're on a bigger scale of things and
Then
you're a professional and all that
okay
stuff,
then.
I get that. But when you're an amateur like
Mhm.
me and you're doing it just for your personal self, you need to find that balance that works for you and your family.
Yep.
Because for me, you know, it was being on 3 hours a day basically at the
Yeah.
gym, and
Mhm.
she was there to support me though. She was constantly just, hey, I know you don't want to do that, but you got to go do it,
Yep.
or so
I don't want you to go, but you need to go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's super important for sport to have that because, like I said, I'm fortunate enough that I have a wife that is supportive in my crazy adventures I go on at times.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's important for both on both sides. It goes that way
Yeah.
because she's always been there for me. I'm gonna always be there for her.
Mhm.
It's like she started her business
Yep.
for clothing. She makes custom shirts and things like that.
Yeah.
And it was, I can't remember, you were looking at selling somebody else's clothes
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
like being an affiliate or something like
Uh
that for
huh.
somebody else.
Yep.
And I was like, why don't you just do it yourself? You
Yeah.
know? And she was nervous. She's like, oh, I don't know. I'm
Yeah. I
just
don't
like,
know.
screw it, let's do it.
So we
So we
are.
did. We bought the equipment for her,
Yep.
invested into it. And the thing, it's just being supportive. You may not, you know, it's one of those things like we're doing this stuff not for technically the money or
Yep.
anything like that. We're doing it because we enjoy it. We have
Yeah.
fun together doing it.
It's just and we get to spend that
You
much more
know,
time
and we get
together
to spend time
and
together. We get to make things. We get to do things.
yeah,
It's like
it's
we
fun.
can make shirts, sweaters,
Mhm.
all this stuff for our kids, our family members, us.
Yep.
And then on the fitness side of it, we built the gym out in our shop. We can
Mhm.
work out as a family. It's about being together, enjoying that time together,
Yep.
and just being supportive. And you know, I've been I try to be there for Marcy 100%,
Yep. And I try to
and
be
she
there
does
for
that for
you.
me. And I think that's really important in a relationship to be supportive um, and push each other to be better
Yes.
and strive to be better. Um, it helps out in the relationship. You feel more comfortable, confident in things, and I know it's helped me, especially through this prep
It's a lot
on this one,
easier on this one.
because uh, I mean, you push me, and I
Uh-huh.
push you,
Yep.
and we strive to be the best we can be.
Mhm.
We have our goals set, and without one another, it'd be easy to just be like, I'm not gonna do that today, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have a cheeseburger or pizza or crap, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially like this time go around, like I'm very more focused because of you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm not
You know,
so.
because time before it was like you guys would have like dinner
Yeah.
and go out to eat, and I'd be like eating my chicken and rice, and I'd be like, shit, that
Yep.
looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
But she's right there with me struggling too.
Yeah.
She does have, every once in a
Every
while
once
I'll
in a while.
allow her to have
Yeah. He'll allow me, you
food.
guys.
you know, so it's one of those things we just, we enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just be supportive.
Yep.
And I think that's the number one thing for a couple is to support one another and enjoy each other, and just have fun.
Yeah.
Do things, if it can make you a little money by doing something fun together,
Then do it.
then do it. Like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
You see so many people out there just doing it, and that's one reason why we even started this, or, I thought about doing this about a year ago,
Yep.
and, I never did it because I was kind of shy, I guess, about it.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, but then I heard a comment from somebody I follow. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember if it's Seth Feroci or somebody that said, basically, what was it? Like, don't live your life with regret. If you want to do something, get up and fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? It's a good point. Like, I'm not doing this for views or doing this for, be popular or anything like that. We're doing it just for fun.
Yeah.
To enjoy it. And if people would watch it and enjoy our content, great.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's fine. We're having fun.
Yeah.
Same thing with our, clothing
business.
And even my personal training. I'm doing it. I don't put it out there a whole lot.
Yeah.
But I do it because I enjoy it. I love helping people. I love pushing people, and things like that. But I do it for the aspect of I enjoy it and I have fun with it.
Yep.
Because I think people get away with, you know, wanting to do it so badly and push it so badly to where they think they're going to be making all this money, then they end up not enjoying it as much.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I look at it. But it helps where you support one another for, the adventures that you do.
Yeah. So we just get to have that time together instead of getting busy with everyday life.
Yeah.
And then we don't really get to be together, and then it's bedtime, and we end up talking forever, and we're like, oh, we better get to bed.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
It's just.
Yeah, it's easy too to get lost on your phones. There's been days that we get home and I'm on my phone a lot, either doing emails for work or if I'm not doing emails for work, I'm either on looking at bodybuilding stuff or getting lost on my phone, and Marcy's doing the same thing on her phone.
Yep.
And it's like we haven't really even talked.
Yeah.
Like we haven't said really much to each other.
Yeah.
We're just glued to our phones.
Yep.
And it's one of those things I hate it, but I'm guilty of it,
Same.
And this is the stuff that we're doing. We've chose to do this podcast, chose to go out and work out, chose to do other side businesses and stuff to be together more and enjoy our time together and support one another. So, so that's kind of, I guess, the wrap on this episode. We appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think.
Any
questions or anything you want to hear us talk about. Love to hear from you guys. Again, appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the support. Did not expect our first video to get as many views. I was expecting maybe like 10 views, 15 views.
Yeah.
And I think we're close to 70 or 80 views.
Yep.
So appreciate it. I know it's not a lot, but it is a lot to us.
Exactly.
So we appreciate it. And we'll be shooting another podcast
next week.
First of next week.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have this out earlier, but like I said, we had some
technical difficulties.
Yep. And we're learning. So bear with us. Hopefully things get better as time goes on. and the videos get better and everything like that. So appreciate you guys. Like I said, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.